Gentlemen, what if I told you that the way you're drinking water right now is making your prostate worse? I know that sounds backwards. We've all heard drink more water 1,000 times. But here's what nobody tells you. It's not about how much water you drink. It's about when you drink it, how you drink it, and what you're doing wrong that's turning your bladder into a constant source of frustration. I'm Dr. Lila Romano, a board-certified urologist with over 10 years of experience helping men. Over 50 deal with enlarged prostates, urinary urgency, weak streams, and that frustrating post-void dribble that no one wants to talk about. In my practice, I've seen thousands of men struggle with these exact issues, and I can tell you this with absolute certainty. The way you hydrate has a direct and immediate impact on every single one of these symptoms. Here's the problem most men face. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already behind. Thirst is what we call a lagging indicator. Your body has already been running on low fluid for hours, and during that time, your prostate and bladder have been under stress. After 50, your body's thirst signals get even weaker, which means you can be chronically dehydrated without even realizing it. Now, before we fix the problem, you need to understand why what you're doing right now isn't working. When your body runs low on water, it goes into conservation mode. It prioritizes your brain and your heart, the organs that keep you alive. Your pelvic organs, your bladder, your prostate, they come second. This survival mechanism is exactly what creates the symptoms you're dealing with every single day. Your kidneys start producing less urine, but that urine is thick, dark, and highly concentrated. It sits in your bladder like a harsh chemical, constantly irritating the lining. This irritation sends urgent signals to your brain, telling you to empty your bladder even when there's barely anything in there. At the same time, your blood thickens slightly, which slows circulation to the pelvic floor. Those muscles lose their responsiveness, which is why you can't squeeze out that last bit of urine. It dribbles into your underwear instead. The frustrating part is that most men think this is just part of aging. They accept the weak stream, the hesitancy, the constant trips to the bathroom, and the embarrassment of damp spots on their pants. But this isn't inevitable. This is fixable, and it doesn't require medication, expensive supplements, or invasive procedures. I had a patient, Leon, who came to see me at 63. He was exhausted from waking up 4 times every night. He felt like his bladder owned him. We didn't prescribe anything. We didn't run a bunch of tests. I simply taught him how to drink water strategically. Within 1 week, he noticed his stream was stronger, and he had a clean finish after urinating. 2 weeks later, he called my office excited because he'd slept through the night for the first time in over a year. That's the power of getting this right. But to get there, you first need to stop doing the 3 things that are working against you. The first mistake, and I see this in at least 80% of the men who walk into my office, is what I call the caffeine ambush. You wake up in the morning and the very first thing you do is reach for coffee or tea. I completely understand the habit. You want that jolt of energy to get your day started. But here's what's actually happening inside your body. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, you wake up naturally dehydrated. Your body has been using water all night for basic functions, breathing, circulation, cellular repair. It's been waiting patiently for you to replenish that fluid. Instead of giving it what it needs, you pour in a diuretic. Caffeine forces your kidneys to flush out even more water. So you're not just starting from empty, you're actively draining the tank even further. This creates the most concentrated, acidic urine of your entire day. And that's super concentrated. Urine is like pouring acid on an open wound. It stings your bladder lining, it inflames your prostate tissue, and it triggers that urgent, desperate need to pee that so many men feel first thing in the morning. This is why your worst symptoms often happen before breakfast. You're creating the harshest internal environment possible right when your body is most vulnerable. Here's what this looks like in real life. You wake up, drink coffee, and within 20 or 30 minutes you're rushing to the bathroom with that burning urgency. Your stream might be weak or hesitant. You finish, but then a few minutes later you feel like you need to go again. You're starting your entire day on the wrong foot, and it sets the tone for everything that follows. The fix is incredibly simple. Before you touch that coffee pot, drink one full glass of plain water. I'm talking about 10 to 14 ounces, roughly 300 to 400 milliliters. Room temperature or slightly warm is ideal because it doesn't shock your system. This single glass rehydrates you, dilutes your urine, and soothes your bladder and prostate instead of attacking them. It's a gentle reset that takes less than 2 minutes. After you drink that water, wait 20 or 30 minutes. Then enjoy your coffee. You'll still get your caffeine, but now your body is hydrated and protected. I've had countless patients tell me, this one change alone cut their morning urgency in half within 3 or 4 days. It's that powerful. The second mistake is one that creates a vicious cycle, and it's what I call the desert to flood pattern. This is when you go through your entire day drinking almost nothing, maybe a sip here, or there with meals, but no consistent hydration. Then in the evening, you suddenly remember. You're supposed to drink water for your health. So you try to make up for the entire day by chugging 2 or 3 large glasses right before bed. This creates 2 separate problems that attack your comfort from opposite directions. During the day, while you're in that desert phase, your body is struggling. Your urine becomes thick and highly concentrated. This acidic fluid sits in your bladder for hours, constantly irritating the lining and bathing your prostate in a harsh chemical environment. This is what drives those sudden, urgent trips to the bathroom during the day, that burning discomfort, and that feeling like you can never fully empty. Then comes the flood. You dump a massive amount of water into your system all at once, right when your body is trying to wind down for sleep. Your kidneys have no choice but to process this sudden surge. They fill your bladder to capacity, and for a man with an enlarged prostate, this is a disaster. Your bladder is already working harder than it should to push urine past the obstruction. When you overload it at night, it sends powerful, non-negotiable signals to your brain that jolt you awake. You end up getting up 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a night. Every single trip fragments your deep sleep, the kind of sleep where your body produces testosterone and repairs itself. You wake up exhausted, irritable, and hormonally imbalanced. And the cruel irony is that you were trying to do something healthy by drinking water, but the timing turned it into the thing sabotaging your rest. I had a patient named Michael who lived this exact pattern for years. He was miserable during the afternoon with constant bladder irritation, and then he guaranteed himself a sleepless night by flooding his system before bed. When I explained what was happening, he switched to a steady rhythm of small amounts throughout the day. Within a week, both problems vanished. His daytime urgency calmed down, and he started sleeping in solid blocks for the first time in years. The solution here is simple, but requires a shift in your mindset. Your body can't stockpile water like a camel. It needs a steady, gentle supply all day long. That's what keeps your urine diluted and mild, your bladder calm, and your nights peaceful. The third mistake might be the most common of all, and it's one that feels completely natural. It's waiting until you feel thirsty to drink water. On the surface, this seems like you're listening to your body. But here's the truth. Thirst is not a reliable guide, especially after 50. Your thirst mechanism is what we call a lagging indicator. It's your body's emergency alarm, the last resort signal that fires after you've already been running low on fluids for hours. When you're younger, your body is better at conserving water and the delay isn't as noticeable. But after 50, your ability to hold onto water declines and your thirst signals get weaker and slower. This means you can be significantly dehydrated for a long stretch before you ever feel that dry mouth or that nagging thirst. During those hours of hidden dehydration, real damage is happening. Your kidneys are producing a minimal amount of super-concentrated, highly acidic urine. This harsh fluid sits in your bladder, constantly irritating the sensitive lining and putting pressure on your prostate. You might not consciously feel it, but your body is under stress. That afternoon fatigue you blame on low testosterone or just getting older. A huge part of that is often dehydration. Your blood thickens slightly, circulation slows down, and your energy drops. Here's what makes this so insidious. Because you don't feel thirsty, you assume everything is fine. But your prostate doesn't care about what you feel. It's reacting to the chemical environment inside your bladder, and that environment has been harsh and irritating for hours. By the time you finally take a drink, the inflammation and irritation have already been building. The way out of this trap is to stop waiting for your body to tell you it's in crisis. You need to be proactive. Drink water on a schedule, not on a feeling. This means taking small, regular sips throughout your waking hours, whether you feel thirsty or not. This keeps your urine consistently diluted, your blood volume stable, and your prostate in a calm, supportive environment all day long. Now that you understand the 3 mistakes that are working against you, let's build your new daily protocol. These are the exact strategies I give to my patients to see dramatic improvements in their urinary comfort, their sleep quality, and their confidence. Many men start feeling the difference within just a few days. The key is consistency. You're not looking for perfection. You're looking for a steady rhythm that supports your body instead of fighting against it. The first strategy is what I call the warm way-up ritual, and it's the foundation of everything else. Within 20 minutes of opening your eyes in the morning, before you touch coffee, before you check your phone, before you do anything else, I want you to drink 1 full glass of water. We're talking about 10 to 14 ounces, roughly 300 to 400 milliliters. Here's why this matters so much. Your body has been fasting from fluids for 7 or 8 hours. It's dehydrated, and the first urine you produce in the morning is the most concentrated and acidic of the entire day. When you drink that glass of water first thing, you immediately start diluting that urine and soothing your bladder lining. You're giving your body exactly what it's been craving all night. Now, here's where you can take this to the next level. I recommend using warm or room temperature water, not ice cold. Warm water is gentler on your digestive system and your pelvic nerves. It doesn't create that jarring shock that cold water can cause. Some of my patients like to add a small squeeze of fresh lemon juice. The natural citrates in lemon help buffer the acidity of your urine, making it even less irritating to your bladder and prostate. But here's the important part. Not everyone tolerates lemon well. If you have a sensitive stomach or a history of bladder irritation from acidic foods, skip the lemon entirely. The hydration itself is what matters most. Another option some men prefer is adding a tiny pinch of pink Himalayan salt or sea salt. This provides trace minerals that help your body actually absorb and utilize the water more effectively, especially if you tend to pee out large amounts quickly. The ritual looks like this. You wake up. You go to the kitchen. You drink your full glass of warm water, plain or with your chosen addition. Then you wait 20 to 30 minutes before you have your coffee. This gives your body time to absorb the hydration and start producing that first diluted urine of the day. What should you expect? Within just a few days, most men notice that their first bathroom trip of the morning feels dramatically more comfortable. There's less burning, less urgency, and less of that desperate scramble to get to the toilet. Your stream might be steadier, and you'll likely have a cleaner finish with less dribbling. This one habit sets a positive, calm tone for your entire urinary system for the rest of the day. The second strategy is the backbone of your entire hydration plan, and I call it the hourly rhythm. This is the solution to that destructive desert to flood pattern. Instead of going long stretches without water and then chugging large amounts, you're going to sip small amounts consistently throughout every waking hour. Here's the target. Aim for 4 to 6 ounces every hour. That's roughly 120 to 180 milliliters. This is not a large amount. It's just a few good sips. The easiest way to make this happen is to keep a water bottle with you at all times. Fill a 24-ounce bottle in the morning and make it your goal to finish it by mid-afternoon, then refill it and finish that by early evening. The beauty of this approach is that it keeps your urine consistently diluted and mild all day long. Your kidneys produce a steady flow of gentle, non-irritating urine. Your bladder never gets overloaded, and your prostate isn't constantly under chemical assault. This creates a calm, stable internal environment that allows inflammation to settle down and healing to begin. Now, let's talk about strategic timing, because this matters for your quality of life. If you have a social event, an important meeting, or you're planning on intimacy with your partner, you want to feel confident and comfortable, not distracted by a full bladder. Here's the trick. Make sure your hydration work is done well beforehand. Drink your last full glass 45 minutes to an hour before the activity. This gives your body enough time to process the fluid and allows you to make a comfortable trip to the bathroom before you start. You'll enter that situation properly hydrated, which supports good energy, clear thinking, and strong circulation. But you won't be dealing with that uncomfortable pressure or the constant distraction of needing to find a bathroom. This simple planning makes a huge difference in your confidence and your ability to be fully present. One more thing about the steady sip approach. It trains your bladder to handle normal amounts of fluid without overreacting. Many men with prostate issues have bladders that have become hypersensitive. They feel urgent with just a small amount of urine. By providing consistent, moderate hydration, you're teaching your bladder to relax and normalize its signals again. Over time, this can dramatically reduce those sudden, frantic urges. The third strategy is all about protecting your sleep, and I call it the evening protocol. Your body does its most important repair work during deep, uninterrupted sleep. This is when testosterone is produced, when tissues heal, when your immune system recharges. Constantly waking up to urinate fragments this process and leaves you exhausted, hormonally imbalanced, and struggling the next day. The solution is not to stop drinking water entirely. That actually makes things worse because you wake up severely dehydrated with super concentrated urine that burns and irritates. The solution is strategic timing. Here's the rule. Set a fluid cutoff 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. This window gives your kidneys enough time to process the day's hydration and allows you to make a complete, satisfying void right before you lie down. Let me give you an example. If you typically go to bed at 10 p.m., your last full glass of water should be no later than 7 or 8 p.m. After that cutoff, if you feel genuinely thirsty, a small sip of 100 milliliters, about 3 ounces, is perfectly fine. You're not trying to go bone dry for hours. You're just avoiding that large evening flood that guarantees a sleepless night. Now, here's a bonus strategy that fits perfectly into this evening window, and it's what I call the afternoon swap. Around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, most men hit that energy slump. Your first instinct might be to brew another cup of coffee or reach for an energy drink. But here's what's really happening. That fatigue is often your body signaling a drop in blood volume from mild dehydration, not a true need for more caffeine. Instead of coffee, drink a full glass of water first. Wait 15 minutes. In most cases, that brain fog lifts, your energy stabilizes, and you didn't need the caffeine at all. If you still want something warm to sip, choose an herbal tea like chamomile, rooibos, or peppermint. These don't have caffeine, so they won't act as diuretics or wire you up before bedtime. I had a patient, Ramon, who's 61. He was drinking 3 espressos a day, 1 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. He thought he needed them for energy, but they were driving his afternoon urgency through the roof and wiring him up so badly at night that he couldn't fall asleep. When he finally did sleep, he was up 3 times to pee. I asked him to try the water-first approach. Within 1 week, his energy felt steadier, his urgency calmed down dramatically, and he was sleeping in solid 5 or 6-hour blocks. He couldn't believe such a simple change made that much difference. Here's one more advanced tip for men who are on diuretic medications or who live in hot climates where you sweat heavily. If you find that even small amounts of evening water send you running to the bathroom, try adding a tiny pinch of sea salt to that water. The sodium helps your body hold onto the fluid a bit longer, reducing that immediate urgent need to expel it. Just a tiny pinch, not a heaping spoonful. You want just enough to help retention without raising your blood pressure. The key with this evening protocol is personalization. Some men do great with a 3-hour cutoff. Others find that 2 hours works perfectly for them. Pay attention to your body and find your sweet spot. The goal is to wake up once at most during the night, ideally sleeping through in 1 solid block. When you get this right, your sleep quality transforms, and so does everything else. Now, let's talk about how to multiply the benefits of your new hydration strategy. When you combine strategic water intake with a few supporting habits, you create a powerful synergy that helps your prostate heal faster and function better. First, let's talk about nutrition. Hydration is the delivery system for every nutrient your body needs. When you're well hydrated, your bloodstream efficiently carries vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants directly to your prostate tissue. One of the most powerful nutrients for prostate health is lycopene. This is a natural antioxidant found in tomatoes, watermelon, pink grapefruit, and papaya. It helps calm inflammation and improve blood flow to the gland. Here's the key. Cooking tomatoes with a healthy fat like olive oil dramatically increases how much lycopene your body can absorb. So a simple tomato sauce over pasta or some roasted. Tomatoes drizzled with olive oil can be incredibly beneficial. You don't need to eat these foods every single day. Just a few servings each week, combined with your consistent hydration, creates a supportive internal environment for your prostate. Other helpful foods include pumpkin seeds, which are rich in zinc, and fatty fish like salmon, which provide omega-3s that reduce inflammation. Second, let's address that embarrassing dribble issue directly. Post-void dribble happens because the pelvic floor muscles, the ones that act like a valve at the base of your pelvis, are too weak to perform that final squeeze that clears the urethra completely. The great news is these muscles can be strengthened with simple exercises, and hydration makes them work even better. Here's how to do it. After you've hydrated well and emptied your bladder, practice tightening the same muscles you would use to suddenly stop the flow of urine midstream. Hold that squeeze for 5 seconds, then fully relax for 5 seconds. That's 1 repetition. Do 10 repetitions in a row. That's 1 set. Do 3 sets a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. You can do this lying down, sitting at your desk, or even standing in the shower. No one can see what you're doing. The connection to hydration is critical. A well-hydrated muscle is a responsive, powerful muscle. When you combine your steady sipping habit with these targeted exercises, you're giving your pelvic floor both the training and the internal support it needs to function properly. Many men notice a significant reduction in dribbling within 3 to 4 weeks of doing both consistently. Finally, let's set realistic expectations for your timeline. In the first week, you'll likely notice better morning comfort and fewer of those sudden, frantic urges during the day. Your first bathroom visit will feel less urgent and more controlled. By weeks 2 to 4, most men report a stronger, steadier stream, a cleaner finish with less dribbling, and noticeably improved sleep with fewer nighttime trips. Around the 6 to 8 week mark, you'll often see a sustained new baseline. Your prostate feels calmer, your bladder feels more stable, and you have genuine confidence that you're not going to embarrass yourself. By 3 months, these improvements become your new normal. The key to all of this is consistency. You're not looking for perfection. You're looking for a steady daily rhythm that supports your body's natural healing process. All right, gentlemen, here's where the rubber meets the road. I want you to commit to something simple but powerful. For the next 6 days, I want you to follow this exact protocol without skipping a single day. Here's what that looks like. Every morning, within 20 minutes of waking up, drink 1 full glass of warm water before you touch coffee. Throughout the day, sip 4 to 6 ounces of water. Every hour, keep that bottle with you and make it a non-negotiable habit. And every evening, set your fluid cutoff 2 to 3 hours before bed. No large glasses of water late at night. That's it. 3 simple actions repeated consistently for 6 days. This 1-week commitment is all it takes to show your body what true, strategic hydration feels like. Your prostate will respond. Your bladder will calm down. Your sleep will improve. And your confidence will start coming back. Here's what I want you to do next. After you complete these 6 days, come back to this video and leave a comment telling me what changed. And if you found this information helpful, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos where I break down more evidence-based strategies for men's health after 50. I'm Dr. Lila Romano, and I will see you in the next video.